Next, we're going to get into some Star Wars celebration stuff. Star Wars Celebration Japan happened not too long ago. And we're going to get into some of the animated projects that were announced that I'm excited for. Starting with Star Wars Visions, Volume 3. So, this season will be anime focused, with a bunch of returning anime studios from the very first season of Star Wars Visions, and maybe a few of them came from season 2. I can only assume this was done because Celebration this year took place in Japan. But honestly, I wouldn't be mad if Visions became a Star Wars anime anthology series exclusively going forward. And they made like a separate series for other styles of animation. But yeah, I have a feeling this was only done because Celebration was in Japan this year, so they're like, plus all of the most popular episodes were from those Japanese studios, so they were like, let's bring those studios back, make new episodes, and celebrate Star Wars in Japan. So, but now to list off the studios and the episodes they're working on, starting with returning studios that were making sequels to their previous shorts. We have Kamikaze Doga plus Anima with The Duel Payback, directed by Takanobu Mizuno. With the help of some unexpected allies, Ronin faces off against his greatest foe, a twisted Jedi known as the Grandmaster, who is bent on revenge. The Duel was one of the best episodes of season 1. It was so good. It was black and white. It was 3D animated, but it had those 2D textures and effects. It was really good. It was black and white, except the lightsabers were red, and it was so cool. It was so great. It was very
like Sin City. I love that.
And it was very like samurai inspired. It was really good. It was very fun. Next, we have Kinema Citrus with The Lost Ones, directed by Hitoshi Haga. After assisting refugees escape a natural disaster, an incognito F is forced to confront the ghost of her past when their refugee ship is intercepted by the Empire. Next, we have Production IG with The Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope, directed by Naoyoshi Shoutami. Pursued by Jedi hunters and blasted adrift into space, Kara encounters a seemingly abandoned ship, tended to by a mysterious droid. That's weird. So, I guess I just made a mistake and put someone in the wrong category by mistake. But Kinema Citrus is also having a new short come out in Volume 3 called Yuko's Treasure, directed by Masaki Tachibana. A sheltered orphan teams up with a street rat kid to rescue his droid caregiver and find a long-lost treasure. And returning with a new short is Studio Trigger with The Smuggler, directed by Masahiko Atsuka. A smuggler, desperate for a quick payday, agrees to take on a job to bring a wanted young prince to safety as the Empire pursues. And for the very first time, we have Wit Studio with The Bounty Hunter, directed by Junichi Yamamoto. A rogue bounty hunter takes on a job for a shady industrialist that has unexpected consequences for her and her droid. Project Studio Q with The Song of Four Wings, directed by Hiroyasu Kabayashi. A princess turned rebel protects a child from the might of the Empire on a snowbound planet. Next, we have Polygon Pictures with The Bird of Paradise, directed by Tadahiro Yoshihira. After she's blinded in battle, a hot-headed Jedi Padawan must undergo a series of spiritual trials in order to overcome the temptations of the dark side. And lastly, with new studios, we have David Productions of JoJo fame with Black. Directed by Shinya Ohira. A psychedelic battle between past and present, light and dark, and life and death plays out in the haunted psyche of an Imperial trooper who is on the cusp of defeat. That sounds like something David Productions will make.
Yeah, that's going to be a banger.
But it was also revealed that Star Wars Visions will be getting a sub-brand called Star Wars Visions Presents, where longer format stories will be told. So alongside getting a sequel episode in Volume 3, The Ninth Jedi will be getting a limited series titled Star Wars Visions Presents The Ninth Jedi, releasing sometime in 2026, which is dope. Star Wars Visions is the only place where we get Star Wars content that takes place outside of canon. Even the video games, the comic books, and the novels, they all force them now to be part of the canon, which sucks. And now we finally have something that is able to just experiment and be different and do new things with the Star Wars universe. And yeah, the fact that one of them is being spun off and getting their own little miniseries is dope as hell. And the Ninth Jedi was easily one of my favorites and everybody's favorite, because the Ninth Jedi, it's funny that this is the one that's getting spun off, and it's probably purposeful, because it was one of the episodes that everybody said that this could actually easily fit into the canon timeline. So I have a feeling that maybe that's their plan, and that's why this is the one they're spinning off, because they're like, maybe we'll adapt this into canon somehow, which I wouldn't be mad at, because it was pretty cool. Something cool that they introduced in it that I think that's been done in Star Wars before, but maybe not in like the current canon, is like forging lightsabers, like having them be made in the same way that like a katana is, in terms of specifically the kyber crystals. And it was really cool, and I want to see them dive into that more. And also how the color of the lightsaber is determined by its wielder. It was all very interesting. It was really cool. But yeah, you should check it out as well, since these are all, original stories with no ties to anything else except, the next season, which will have sequel episodes. But even then, I'm sure a lot of those episodes you'll probably be able to watch without having watched the episode before it. Yeah, this is definitely a show worth checking out. Much like Love, Death, and Robots, you don't have to watch every single episode. Just whichever one looks interesting to you. Whichever one, has interesting description or whatever. Next in Star Wars celebration news and animation,